Right there folks, it's Leo Alderpold, and this video is not going to be nearly as good as I'd hoped because I've come out really badly prepared, and I've just broken the little tripod thing that I stand my phone on, so I'm going to have to put up with me holding the camera, which is really annoying, more for me than for you no doubt. But the weather's been absolutely fantastic, and just recently we are allowed to get out on our bikes, which is great. Let's see if I can pop you on the tank bag. Oh yeah, there we go. So I've been out on a bike today. Probably done about 80 miles or something by now. I've been over to Cheddar, to the gorge, which is very busy. Beautiful place, very busy though. A lot of bikes, a lot of people in cars, a lot of tourists. But I've been out the last couple of days really riding around. Now I've moved on from where I was. I'm no longer parked down in the New Forest where I was, which is a real shame, but I did really have to move on from there because I want to keep the guy who owns the land. I want to keep him sweet in case I need to use the site again later on in the year when I pick up work down there again. So at the moment I'm actually just staying at the house of a lady friend, yeah, I don't think I'm going to be there very long really. I think what I'm likely to do, I should think, is move on to Bristol, for two reasons. First of all, I don't really want to be in a house. That's not what I want to be doing. But I've got to work, and I've got to have somewhere that I can work from. So I'm thinking I might actually take the truck over to Bristol, where there's a couple of sites where I might be able to get away with being parked up, and then to do some work around Bristol, which is where a lot of the work is at the moment. So I've currently just come back from Cheddar, just outside of the village of Frome, or the town of Frome I should say, on what I was hoping was a quiet country lane, but actually there's a fair bit of traffic going up and down it, which is quite annoying. But it is what it is. In any case, a couple of things I wanted to talk about really. First of all, getting out on the bike and the weather being the way it is, you know, it's put me in mind of how much I miss my good friend Wolfgang in Germany. And about this time I should have been visiting him, or you if you're watching this, Wooly. But obviously with the coronavirus lockdown and everything else, doesn't look likely that that's going to happen anytime soon. But you know, I had such a fantastic time, just such a wonderful time in Germany last year, seeing Kai, stopping with Wolfgang, and going over to Björn's place, and I am itching to get out and get over to Germany and see my friends there again. I'm really going quite stir crazy at the moment. I really want to be out on the bike, travelling in a beautiful country, and yeah, seeing my friends and having good times. But talking of bikes, I thought I'd just talk you around the bike I have now, because I did mention this a little while ago. So I've got now a Triumph Tiger 955. As you can see, I've got hard luggage on it as well. And it's a funny story actually, because the reason I bought this bike was because I needed something a bit more practical for my lifestyle with being in the truck, and I needed something. Oh, there goes my alarm. I better turn that off because it has a tendency on going off when I least want it to. But yeah, so I bought this one because it's more of a sort of 70-30, i.e. 70% on the road, 30% off-road kind of bike. It's got obviously longer travel, spoked wheels, higher seat. It's very, very high. Actually, I mean, I'm just over 6 foot if I remember rightly, and my feet, I can just touch my feet flat on the ground on it. So it's a very, very tall bike, but that's great for rough roads and things like that. While I was in Portugal over Christmas, it occurred to me that I wanted a bike really that was going to be able to deal with some rough roads as and when I get over there. So I traded in my, well rather I sold my XJR, which really was just the most amazing bike. That's the one I went to Germany on last year. Absolutely loved that bike, with the intention of buying something a bit more practical and a bit lighter. And what I've ended up doing is buying a bike that's probably just as heavy, but top heavy. So all of the weight sits where the engine is. All of the weight sits actually really quite high up here, which which means, although it's great to ride on the road, and when you get used to the weight balance on it, it's brilliant, and it is made for touring. It's not really any lighter than the bike that I had, the XJR, and trust me, because I have dropped this once on loose gravel just trying to push it. It is a pig to try and pick up again. So much as I love it, I'm not really sure how much more practical it is. But there you go. It fits in the back of my truck. It's fantastic to ride. I've got loads of room on it for all my gear if I go camping or whatever. And it's just brilliant. So Wolfgang, Kai, Björn, hopefully, you know, touch wood, I will get over to see you, and it will be on this machine. But pubs are closed at the moment, so usually I'd go out on a ride like today and I'd do 100 miles or so, and then I'd stop by a pub and have a beer. But since everything's closed, unfortunately I can't do that at the moment. So I'm having a cider at the side of the road. And I'm smoking in my Savinelli 320. Some Motzek plug number 2, which I didn't actually get from Motzek while Wolfgang and I were visiting there last year, but a friend of mine gave me some, along with a few other bits and bobs of Motzek stuff, and it's actually really quite good. Now, fortunately for me today, because like an idiot, I didn't bring a pocket knife. And I always carry a pocket knife. It must have fallen out my jeans or something like that when I got undressed last night. And I'm unable to cut it, but fortunately it's not very densely packed. So here it is. But it's a fairly loosely packed flake. You can break it apart quite easily. So although the bowl that I'm smoking is fairly chunkily broken up, I was able to do it without the help of my pocket knife, which was rather good, because I would have been really pissed off if I hadn't been able to have a smoke today. But the other way I've come out unprepared is my lighter's almost out of gas. So I've broken my camera tripod. I didn't bring a pocket knife to cut up plug, and I haven't got enough gas in my lighter. But still, it's a good day. Very rarely I smoke this pipe, because the 320s have got a really big bowl. But fortunately I've got quite a lot of tobacco that needs using up, and it's going a bit dry and dusty, so I'm packing large bowls. Really nice pipe, this one, I like it. Can't remember where I got it from. But so currently I am living, as I say, just earlier on this week I moved the truck up from the New Forest to my lady friend's house, which is in Chippenham, and that's not too far from Bath, the city of Bath, or Swindon, North Wiltshire anyway. Not a bad place to be. Bloody hell, it's gone really busy all of a sudden. Like I've moaned about before, it's unfortunately the perils of living in a small country of 70 million people. You can't get away from the buggers. But I've been in the house a couple of days. I don't really like it. I don't like living in a house. I also don't like relying upon somebody else. So I think I'll probably give it till next week, and then probably move on to Bristol. Put the bike back in the truck, head over to Bristol, and try and sort some work out there. But that said, the area that I'm living in, and you can't see much of it here, I know it's sort of fairly nondescript fields and hedges and things like that, but the area of Wiltshire where I'm living is just beautiful. It's a lovely part of the world, and as far as the country of England goes, it's pretty nice. But I am itching to get back on the bike and head over to Germany and see my friends there. I was just re-watching a couple of the videos I did from Germany last year, and thinking to myself how much I missed the place. And right now I would like to be sitting somewhere with Wolfgang, Björn, Kai, eating Fischbrötchen, drinking a beer, smoking tobacco, and having a good laugh. And last year was just brilliant, such a brilliant trip. We had such an immense laugh, it was ridiculous. My sides hurt for ages afterwards, especially the night that Björn and Wolfgang and I got drunk at Björn's place. That was a funny night. I didn't do any video that night because we just sat and drunk, talked rubbish, laughed, jumped in the swimming pool. Good times. Hopefully soon this whole corona thing will be over and we can think about doing that again. So apologies for the not so good video. As I said, I was hoping to do it a bit more organised, but that's not how it's turned out for me today. and I'm bringing it to you from the side of not a very big road, as you can see, but one which seems to have a fair bit of traffic going up and down it. I can only imagine there's a cut through from somewhere to somewhere else. I don't know. Can't find a tamper when I need one. Now the cyclists who just went past probably think I'm nuts, because it probably looks to them like I'm talking to myself. Trusty 308 cartridge. It's really good tobacco. Oddly enough, I bought 200 grams, I think, of the Tom's Twist, and I've only had a bit of it, but it's not nearly as good as it was. It's not as tightly twisted, not as tightly wrapped, doesn't stay together as well. I'm not sure if they've changed the recipe, but it doesn't taste the same as the first stuff I tried at all. So I've still got a lot of that left, but I've also got a few more of Motzek's Tom Darroch stuff from Motzek. This twist number 2, this plug number 2 that I'm smoking, I believe is Virginia with Cavendish, which is not something I'm usually a fan of, but this is actually really quite nice. I've got some of the what's the name of it now? Can't remember. It's a dark plug with Latakia in it. Latakia, which is also very good. And a few other bits and bobs from Tom Darroch. All good stuff, but not, in my opinion, to the same quality as the Strang, the Motzek Strang, which is very popular, or the older version of Tom's Twist. So I don't really know what's happened there. And I have to say, when I went with Wolfgang to the shop, considering I'd gone a long way to go and get specific tobacco, it wasn't a very welcoming place. It smelt wonderful. The guy was, Tom Darroch was a nice enough fella, I think, but didn't seem to want to talk or anything, not like France in Hamburg. But still, always worth a visit if you're that way in Kiel. Well, I think I'm rambling on for about 20 minutes almost now. So I'll close the video. Cheers, Prost, to my very good friends who I miss tremendously in Germany, and to all of you, in fact. I hope life is being good to you, regardless of the circumstances that we all currently find ourselves in. And wherever you are, I hope that for you, things start to get a bit better, and we start to get a bit more of an opportunity to get out and do things. See the people who are important to us. And have a good time. And on that note, I'll see you folks again soon. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. And perhaps next time I bring you a video, I'll come prepared. Okay. Tschüss. Moin moin. Ciao. See you later.